What's the latest on the Esme Prince Nikolas Cassadine love affair and mess?
This is Esme's jacket. Esme? Spencer. Esme?
Remember how Esme and Nikolas were almost caught? Remember that? Meanwhile, Esme continues to lay it on thick about how much she wants him and it was a mistake with Spencer. Now, Nikolas knows that he's screwed up big time. He's plotting. Meanwhile, Spencer Cassadine is trying to figure out what's going on. What happened was that Nikolas listened to Ava explain her sadness and misinterpreting messages, and basically, to make a long story short, they are, it would seem, back together. But Esme has planted her latest trap, and so she says this.
Ava will regret it.
There you go. The trap has been laid, and the other question is Nikolas did Nikolas get her pregnant? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Which probably means she's going to be around at least for another 9 months. Okay, so now Esme drops her shoe outside. Ava hears something, and then Nikolas says this.
It must have been the bats.
Now, if you heard that, folks, wouldn't you shut the door? You would shut the door because, you don't want bats flying in. Look at how big that gap is. That's big enough for a bat to, or several bats to just fly in right now. Any normal person, any normal situation, that door would have been slammed shut immediately. But no, watch what happens, folks. Watch what happens, folks. Watch. Watch what happens.
This is the time of afternoon that they come out. We should be great.
Okay, he says this is how they come out, right? And then watch this. That laugh is appropriate, folks, because that's Ava, her husband, opening the door, but no Esme. They were calling for Esme, whose bags are still there, and she's still there, and they were in the room earlier. Meanwhile, Esme and Spencer are going to live with Nick and Ava, but Ava has control of the purse strings, leading Esme to say this.
Try to control me. And if I do.
Oh, so right now you're caught up, but it's just getting better, folks, because it turns out that, yeah, Esme did buy a burner phone from some fellow who was, she found out, top of his class in law school, but not necessarily lucky at life. And then, of course, he was less lucky for meeting her. Their first encounter was at Windmere, where he managed to escape without being caught with her, and she owes him money, a lot of money for the burner phone. Nikolas Cassadine unleashes his plan to trap Esme. Ava and Nikolas are on less shaky ground, but she still senses something. Nikolas says he knows who Esme's mother is and wants Esme to save Trina. The revelation that Nikolas is onto her shakes her up. Meanwhile, Nikolas Cassadine and Victor Cassadine are plotting against Esme because Victor says that Esme should no longer receive Cassadine hospital.
My brother's wrong.
Richard Chamberlain is Esme's father, but he's also a psychotic killer. He's the other wild card. Nikolas Cassadine spills the beans to Ava. Listen.
I slept with Esme.
He coughed it up, and their lives will be different forever. As this Prince meme reports, Ava said it right here for the world to hear in all of its hilarity.
Seduced by a high school graduate.
Oh, he's got nothing to say. He's got his mouth agape. And newly empowered Esme tells Spence she doesn't need what he's offering, and now she's plotting something else as court appears and she's on the stand. What's next? And what of Ava? What actions will she take against Esme? And what about Nikolas? And don't underestimate Ryan Chamberlain or turn your back on him. What will he do to Esme? General Hospital for Friday, July 29th promises to be a doozy. What with court, with Esme's continued appearance on the stand, with the wild card regarding Spencer and how he has handled his role, and now that Nikolas Cassadine has let the cat out of the bag and knows that Esme is a threat, what will he do? Will this be the end of Esme, or will Esme end everyone else? What will Esme do with Spencer? Could Esme try to end his life, or will someone end hers? And will that someone be her father? Stay tuned and subscribe to Zenny62 and bookmark oaklandnewsnowblog.com. And we'll see you to talk more about General Hospital on ABC.